Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Cyberpunk 2077 once again, patch 1.5 that adds FSR and a bunch of new features and updates. How are you guys doing? So more than a year later, we get one of the most major of major patches. So here I am testing it once more. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Good to see you here. So before starting, I wanted to show you the the patch notes super quick. Hi, the Raving Kilbert Man. I'm not going to focus on content. You can now buy apartments, take a shower properly, whatever. There's also, you can now properly sleep in the game. The animation now is correct. So that was the first fix we needed. So there's a lot of stuff. What I care about, honestly, as always, performance and graphics. Hey, Ashir Mehmad, your job is killing you. Working at a phone shop sucks. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that probably does. Hopefully you can get a better one soon. But good luck with that, man. I'm okay, thanks. Yeah, it's been a long time. Okay, so let me show you super quickly. As you can see, huge patch notes. Open world, here, graphics, improved water. So now we can shoot water and get ripples. Wow. Then improved rain visual effects on vehicle windows, neon rims for bikes, improved visuals for optical camo. I never used that in the game yet. Fix an issue where various subtitles will get stuck. Environmental levels, improved weather system, drastically reduce the amount of loot lying around. Okay, gotcha. Stability and performance. So here's the big one. Salah, HPS, Furious Zevi. They still didn't complete the police AI. Well, the game still needs a lot more work, but this is a big patch, so we're going to keep looking at it. So now HDD mode is auto detection, which is good. I just keep it on automatic. If it detects an SSD, you will turn it off basically. And the biggest one, Fidelity FX Super Resolution. So it replaces their dynamic resolution. It'll use FSR as a scaling technique when you use dynamic resolution, which in my opinion is a big one. Hopefully it looks a lot better than the previous patch that it had an in-house solution. It looked pretty pixelated. Then PC specific, benchmark mode, probably useless, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Toggle walking, transparent ray trace reflections on glossy coating on some cars. We don't use ray tracing, so that's fine. We now have variable rate shading, which unfortunately the 1050 Ti I think it doesn't support, so keep that in mind. And fix an issue which blocked resolution scaling when ray tracing was enabled on AMD GPUs. So that's basically it. Just check the Steam forums if you want to get a better look on what's improved. But it was a big patch, so let's get into the game, shall we? Here we go. So 1050 Ti, if you can remember in my previous videos, you probably weren't here, or maybe yes. On 1.3, that was the last one I did. I was on the lowest settings, 1080p on this same section. So we are on 1080p, medium textures, everything else on low, as you can see right here. But the new thing is this, we got FSR. So we got auto, ultra quality, quality, balance, performance, and ultra performance. So we're going to take a look at that in a bit. But if you want to use dynamic resolution, there's the same options, but now apparently it uses fidelity effects, so it should be less blurry, basically. I'm doing fine, Darkmaster and Janice Gamer. What about you guys? It's been a while, yeah. Doing work. Putting in the work. I'm trying to stay here as much as I can, but sometimes that's difficult. Having 3 lives at once is difficult. And then on the crowd density, we have it on medium. So let me show you how it ran. It was below 30, but when you drove, it was like into the 30s range, but it dropped below, so let's see. As you can see in this place, still drops below 30. So we'll get into the car. So in that case, performance so far, at least in this card for me, is the same. Into the 20s in these more populated areas, and then when I'm driving around it should go into the 30s. Why not make it all the way up to 90 degrees FOV? I don't know. I'm probably not a PC gamer enough to do so. But I'm noticing more drops below 30 so far. Anyway. So yeah, pretty similar to before. Not sure if it uses more RAM though. Yeah, the game is a bit loud. Sorry about that, guys. That should be better. Is it not better? That should be better, yeah. So let me show you how it was in the past so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Allow me a moment. Where was it? Here, my own channel. I'm entering to my own channel on YouTube. Wow. So, Cyberpunk 1.3. So I'll show you the comparison very quickly. So I was doing, oh no, this is my previous live stream. Here. So I was using the lowest settings, and as you can see, when I was moving around here, I was into the mid-20s. Now we are into the upper 20s, mid-20s. It was varying quite a bit. And then when driving around here, we got 30 frames per second. So, but the RAM usage was 8.5 gigabytes. Here we are using like 11 gigs. So not sure what changed in that case. So yeah, keep that in mind. Anyway, as you can see, still 30. So performance hasn't improved. It's a little bit lower, I would say. And it uses more system RAM, at least for me. So yeah, let's now enable FSR and see what happens. Let's put it on ultra quality. So we scroll to the bottom, fidelity effects on ultra quality, which is, I don't know the number, oh I forgot, x64, x800 something p it was, so it's not 1080p, remember guys. So this is FSR ultra quality, which is a lower resolution. This should give us the edge to get over 30 frames, at least. Okay, 30 frames, good. Okay, yeah, that fixes the problem, definitely. So if you don't want to manually lower the resolution, should be okay. There we go, 77% native resolution, thank you. So it's below 900p, but still, in my opinion, it looks better than a 900p image. Again, just personal preference, personal opinion. So yeah, as you can see, it allows us, let me reload the save file. That'll make it easier on your eyes. Are you using Windows 11? No, I'm using Windows 10. Guys, if you want to know specs, software, everything that I'm using, down in the description. So yeah, I'm using Windows 10. Still not ready for Windows 11. At least, not me. So yeah, as you can see now, instead of being into the mid-20s, low 30s, we're over 30. So definitely an improvement. But we gotta see the visual difference before making any judgment. So give me one sec. Hermes, ¿cómo andas? ¿Qué dice Hermes? Alright guys, one sec. I'm going to start recording that to do a quick comparison of visuals. I think that will be a good way to show you what's changed. With FSR on ultra quality and FSR disabled. That's pretty important. So yeah, do a slight overclock, no need, it won't change much. Parece que va mejor por el FSR, pero sin el FSR le cuesta un poco más. Okay. So, as you can see here, this is now native resolution. This is without FSR. If I look this way, I was always below 30 here, even on day one. So 28 FPS, and then when I enable FSR on ultra quality, we're now over 30 frames. So good improvement. Performance-wise, pretty good stuff. So let me do the quick comparison I was talking about, and I'll be right back with iCat. It's the tool. You should be able to see a window once I start adding videos to that. Okay, yeah, there you are. So you guys should be able to see what I'm seeing. So the one on the left is FSR ultra quality, and the one on the right is native resolution. So let me just label those super quick for you guys. This is 1080p native, and this other one is 1080p ultra quality FSR. Alright. So time to compare. here we go. Wish me luck. So we zoom in again. Performance difference, well, 14 FPS more. That's a big improvement. So we click on play. Now let's zoom in. Let's do the classic pixel peeping. Okay, yeah, I can see the visual degradation definitely on those details to the distance. I don't know if you guys can see it with the YouTube compression. So yeah. Still, in my opinion, way better than the original upscaler that came with the game on day one. Yeah, as you can see there, that is pretty broken visually. But I mean, for a 12 FPS boost, I'll take it. See that animation. Yeah. I don't know, what do you guys think? Yeah, some stuff has edges around it. Yeah, maybe if I disable the sharpening, I might be able to get a better image. But I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I think considering the performance boost, I think it's pretty good. So yeah, I think it's worth enabling, at least in this car. Some details on the car. I mean, it's not 1080p. Yeah, I can see here the edges. You can see the difference, especially in the smaller things. But overall, I would say, yeah, enable it. If you have a 1050 Ti, no reason not to enable it, I think. So you get visual degradation, but I'm going to try it without sharpening. Give me one moment. Let's try that again. Let me stand right here. Let me see if I can enable FSR without sharpening. Oh, apparently not. There's no way to do so. The improved quality, the final image will be sharpened using fidelity effects, contrast adaptive sharpening. Yeah, I cannot disable it without disabling FSR. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, no. FSR needs the sharpening option. We need a sharpness slider for FSR. It's a little over sharpened, but I would say it's usable, so don't worry. Yeah, we just need an FSR sharpening option, and we should be good. What do you think, guys? Not bad, looks pretty good. Try quality mode. Quality mode looks garbage. I mean, I'm not going to do quality mode, at least not right now. So considering the performance difference that we get, I would say it's okay. It's a good idea to enable it instead of lowering the resolution, because the HUD stays the same. And it's better than the in-game, the one that shipped with the game, the scaler that shipped with the day one patch on the first one. That's way better, definitely. The original upscaler was garbage in comparison to this one, no doubt about it. So we're going to try using the best settings, which I don't remember which were. Let me check super quick which were the best settings. Because I forgot completely. Cyberpunk 2077 best settings, Digital Foundry, because I remember they made a video about it, so I'm going to use those. Okay, so contact shadows on, that's one of them. Would quality FSR look decent at 4K? Yeah, it should be like 1440p, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anisotropy, okay, that's the same. Shadow mesh on high, local shadow on high, cascaded shadows range on high. What? Oh, the resolution of the shadows needs to be on medium. Gotcha. Distant shadows resolution high. Volumetric fog resolution for 1080p ultra. Yeah, no, I'm not touching that. I'm going to keep it on high. Volumetric clouds on medium. Yeah, that's okay. Dynamic decals on ultra. I'm going to keep that on high. Reflections, let's put them on low to have something over there. Subsurface scattering, high shouldn't do much of a problem. Low ambient occlusion, color precision on medium. Mirror quality, let's put it on medium. Add level of detail on high. Let's see if this works at over 30 frames. Anyway, todo bien, amigos. Let's see, is this too much? Let the game load the assets. Okay, yeah, this is way too much, which was to be expected, honestly. Am I using FSR? Yes, I am. Okay, So let's temper my expectations. Let's go for everything on medium. It was obvious that was going to happen. Let's see if this is enough. Okay. Okay. I think I found the sweet spot. I think I'll sacrifice the ambient occlusion. I don't know if I want to sacrifice ambient occlusion or reflection. The volumetric clouds, screw those. Low volumetric fog, yeah. Didn't I put that on low? Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I usually don't want to sacrifice reflections or ambient occlusion at least. Okay, okay. I think this is good. Fog and clouds. And 8 times anisotropic because in this game it can make a difference. Gotcha. Fog and clouds. Fog and clouds. Okay, good. Took care of that. I don't want to disable the reflections or the ambient occlusion, just to have some richer visuals on display. Okay, this should be enough. We'll see. If I need to lower anything, I'll let you guys know. So, settings. This is... oh, I'm sorry, I got text floating. Forgot to remove that. So this is 1080p medium, mid-low, I would say. Yeah, mid-low with some stuff on high. Let's call it mid-low with FSR on ultra quality. Yeah, reflections are heavy, but in this game there's a huge amount of reflections. So if I'm sacrificing resolution, I want to have some visuals. So yeah, 1080p as you can see right here. Graphics, no motion blur, personal preference. Film grain, no thanks. Depth of field, maybe for cutscenes. But I'm going to keep it disabled. 8 times anisotropic, medium, 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 high, low, off, medium, low, high, low, medium, medium, and medium. And if we need more performance, we lower ambient occlusion and reflections to disabled. And we got ultra quality fidelity effects, super resolution, which again, we cannot disable sharpening. We need a sharpening slider for FSR. And then on gameplay, I have medium crowds and medium textures. Okay, let's drive around. We got this. Come on, get in. As you can see, those reflections are all over the car. Those will be missing. Whoa. So yeah, in this case, I'm targeting quality over performance. I'm trying to get 30 frames, the highest resolution I can, without sacrificing that much graphics. Okay. And I'm going to disable the music. Sorry about that, guys. The music, I don't know why it's so loud. And I have to protect myself from the copyright bot. Really didn't save my changes. What the hell? Oh, radio volume. My bad. Apologies in advance. 11 IS to FSR because I can't afford new games. What do you mean? Okay, yeah, no, this is too much. Guys, what would you rather sacrifice? Ambient occlusion or screen space reflections? Which one would you rather sacrifice? Because I can turn off one of them to get a performance boost, and that would definitely keep us over 30 all the time. So yeah, what do you think? Reflections or ambient occlusion? Which one should go? Ambient occlusion, screen space reflections, SSR, oh man, screen space. Okay, yeah, screen space. Okay, we turn off reflections, then we're going to turn off ambient occlusion to give it a shot. So, reflections off. So those are my settings. And we're going to do ambient occlusion on later. What the hell, still below 30? Let me reload, just in case. I've been playing with so many settings. Let me reboot the game. In the meantime, we're going to try the... I'm going to laugh so hard. I want to try the benchmark tool. I haven't tried it. There's a... Guys, they also patched in a benchmark tool. We gotta check it out. We always do this when we're trying new games. If there's a benchmark tool, we want to see how stupid it is or how incredible it is. So It's either one or the other. You either love it or hate it. Some games have a benchmark tool that is very accurate to the game's performance. Those are pretty rare. Other ones have a benchmark tool that will never run like that in the game because it's too demanding. And sometimes we got benchmark tools that are useless because the game runs a lot worse. So let's see. Some of you guys are saying the benchmark tool is useless. Perfect. I love those. I love laughing at useless benchmark tools. Yeah, sometimes changing graphics too much breaks the performance. Yeah, I ran into that before. So let's run the benchmark. Let's see what the benchmark is all about. I'm super interested. Sí, lo vi, Mr. Cadillac. Yo creo que vamos a estar bien. Ya lo intentaremos. Okay, so remember, this is the same settings as before restarting the game. Okay, 30 frames in here. This is the first level. I remember this, the first time I played it. So yeah, this was very demanding, I remember, because of the reflection on the mirror, because that was a planar reflection. Okay, what about ray tracing? Oh, you have a 3050 for that. Yeah, no 3050 yet, hopefully soon. But considering the reviews, I would say hang on, I'm going to restart my capture card. Considering the reviews, I would say a 2060 makes more sense. Unless you are, well, the thing with the 2060 is only 6 gigs of VRAM. Okay, so nothing interesting. Explosions, something, fighting. Anything, please. I'm begging you, game. Please give me explosions or something. Oh man, those palm trees are disgusting with FSR. Okay, that's it. What the hell? That's it. A year and a half to make a benchmark tool that just pans the camera a little bit. Nothing happened. Not even an explosion. It is a useless benchmark tool, definitely. That was horrible. What a pointless waste of resources. That's it. That's the benchmark tool. At least they tried, I guess. Okay. That's so... yeah, so pointless. What the hell?
Hey everyone,
yeah, they didn't even bother. They just put, okay, pan the camera, put an FPS counter, and we're done. It's perfect. They will love it. PC gamers will love that.
Apparently the corp figured it wasn't.
Okay. Alright, here we go again. Another try. Let's drive around. Yeah, that was the shortest benchmark I ever seen, I think. Okay, I think without reflections it's a little bit better. But still, I think we need to also sacrifice, yeah, the ambient occlusion. What a shame. Well, at least it's higher settings than on the previous video. On 1.3 I needed to go to the lowest settings, even 900p, so this at least looks better than 900p to my eyes. At least first impressions. Okay, okay. Yeah, when driving around, it doesn't like when I get under bridges. And I can see more cars on screen. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. There's more cars. I see a lot more people in the street and traffic. Hey, Elite Monkeys. Long time unlike. Yeah, it's been a while. How's life treating you all? So yeah, I can understand in this case that white runs a little bit worse. They added a lot of stuff to the environment. It was like a dead city in the past. Let's disable ambient occlusion. So reflections and AO off. So there's no ambient occlusion and no reflections, no screen space, but there's cube maps at least. So 1080p, all this on, medium, 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 high, distant shadows. Yeah, this didn't matter much when I disabled it. What else? And I disabled the ambient occlusion and the screen space reflections with FSR and ultra quality. I'm doing fine, Elite Monkeys, very happy with it. Thank you. Okay. We've got a few valid frames now. But I'm noticing way more traffic on the streets. Without a doubt. Long time no see. How's work going? Going great. Going great. What about you, Frost? It's been a while. Also, one question, Frost. Are you the guy that I played Rainbow Six Siege with? Or am I talking about another person called Frost? What does FSR do? It uses a lower resolution and upscales to your monitor, trying to retain the illusion of an 80 resolution. In this case, it's 77% 1080p, which let me see how much that was. So 1080 times 0.77. This is 831p, something like that. So it's below 900p. Let me put that right here. 831p. But honestly, at least to my eyes, it looks better than a 900p image. So yeah, on 1080p is basically 831p, but it needs a sharpness slider. That would be nice. Used to play PSP 30 FPS game, but really bad. What do you mean? Okay, let's do the stress test. Some grenades. Excuse me, officers. Nothing personal. Anybody else? Okay, the police still spawn behind you, but at least a little bit farther away and more of them, I'm guessing. Oh, grenade. Just run away. I have no chance against them. FSR should allow you to use a custom resolution to upscale from. Yeah, that would be nice. But that's not a feature right now. I'm guessing they put presets to be similar to DLSS, so users that have no idea what the technology does can just press a button and it'll be done for them. You like turtles? Me too. Those are great. Okay, let's do... What was I going to do? Because I have a couple of saves. Oh, here it is. Found it. The rescue. I like playing this mission again to see if I can actually play the game properly. So yeah. He used an 5900X. Who used that? Okay. So here we are. One of the first missions. Not sure if you guys remember.
Xander Dorset's protected under Echelon 2 Corpo immunity.
Let's see if my... Oh, okay, my shadow now shows up. It's no longer bugged into the door like before. There was a bug with this shader. I mean, I love when early access games improve. Dropping quietly? Okay. Kill and hide body. Yes, please. Bye-bye.
On your toes. More bodies incoming. They're almost on you.
Okay. Well, elephants cannot compete. They are a completely different species.
Scabs are still crawling. Clean it up. Clean it out. Don't want to be bringing the target out under fire. And definitely don't want to slug it.
No way. Not me.
I don't want to die yet. Hang on, I'm paying attention. Yeah, Red Dead 2 runs way better, yeah. But those are different engines, different games, and it's clear that one of those games wasn't rushed. So yeah. Okay, I'm seeing more guns now. I never found a rifle in this level before. What the hell? Yeah, I'll keep it, thanks. What the hell? An assault rifle. In the first level. Okay, that wasn't in the game before, I'm pretty sure. I played this mission a million times already. Every time we get a new patch, I replay this mission in the open world, and I never seen an assault rifle in this area. They don't die with headshots, depends on the gun, I think. Oh, there's also a shotgun already. Okay. A shotgun pistol and a shotgun Okay, sure. Give me more power. Okay, that's badass. How you doing? Also, how's the new patch? So far so good. Things that should have been here on day one, but they are not. And FSR is a good implementation so far. I think it looks way better than the resolution scaling that was with the game in the past.
You're clear to go.
Although it uses more system RAM, it's using like 10 gigabytes instead of 11 gigabytes. It used to use like 8 gigabytes, so it's using more system RAM, at least for me. So interesting. Let's go back to the city. So yeah, have you tested the 570 yet? No, not yet. That comes at the end, after the 1650 Super. So no worries, got you covered. Okay. Here we go again. So yeah, usually this was the part where I drop frames here driving, but I see more populated streets. There's more people moving around. There is more cars. And I saw a lot more loot in the first level, which was kind of weird. Again, never saw a rifle in the first level of the game. That was kind of weird to see.
Come on out.
Why Cyberpunk for use like Far Cry? I don't know, man. I don't live in your head. But that's an interesting way to see it, I guess. Maybe, I know. It's like Far Cry because it has guns and it's first person. So it's like Skyrim but with guns. That's probably why. I hope you guys understood that reference. If not, I will be very disappointed.
I'm reloading.
No, you're not. Okay, and the police, there are more of them as well. I'm seeing more police officers chasing after me. Oh, you know what I have to try? I need to try running away from them in a car. And let's see if they can chase me. Also guys, this is a 1050 Ti on Cyberpunk. So 60 frames, yeah, no chance. Not in a million years. I mean, at least not at this resolution. If you go below 720p maybe, but let's see if they can chase me. Apparently they don't care anymore. I have 2 stars. What is the edition of the 1050 Ti you have? I have a single fan version. Probably he has one that has boost clock to 1900 MHz or something like that. And remember that maybe we're not trying the same places with the exact same settings, so keep that in mind. And he has a way better CPU. So that's not a minor thing. So as I was saying, maybe other people that you guys see on the internet testing 1050 Ti's, they can usually boost to 1900 MHz. This one, at its best, goes to 1800. So it's probably a couple frames behind, but it shouldn't be a huge difference. The CPU I'm using is in the description. And also again, remember, places with visit in the game, time of day, all that is important. If he was driving around in a different part of the city, well, it's not going to run the same. If he was running, I don't know, a different level, it's not going to be the same. So you cannot compare videos just like that. That's not how it works. Too many variables. Okay, the police didn't care that I ran away, so they're still pretty useless. Oh, and they do care that I have a gun. But still, they're pretty dumb. Yeah, sure, chase after me. Yeah, I mean, the police still feel pretty useless. Although I saw some videos on Reddit that people run into police chases, but not police chases after them. There was like police chasing criminals in some specific parts. It was kind of random. So yeah, the police is still pretty useless in the game, at least against us. So that's pretty disappointing. Still needs patching then. I mean, the police don't even come in cars to chase me. I can just steal their car and they don't care. That's fine. Whatever. Elden Ring will use 11 GB of VRAM. I don't know, man. I don't trust system requirements anymore. We'll see what happens. Okay, so as you can see, in my opinion, this would be a good 30 frames per second configuration. At least for the most basic 1050 Ti. Again, remember, there are ones that can go higher on the core clock. So yeah, my settings, personal preference, if you're going for 30 frames, 1080p. Basically, like you see here, this, medium to low, without reflections and without ambient occlusion. Again, if you have a faster 1050 Ti, one that has 1900 MHz the core clock, you can enable ambient occlusion or screen space reflections, either one or the other, and you'll be over 30, and ultra quality FSR. Then on the crowds, I put medium. If you put it on low, you're going to get less people on the streets, but at least the CPU will have less work to do and the GPU as well, so maybe you want to sacrifice the amount of people on the streets. But overall, this will be my settings, personal preference. If you want 60s, I don't have good news. That's not going to happen unless you drastically lower the resolution, which we're going to do right now. I'm playing on an SSD. Yeah, I don't use hard drives to play games anymore. Doesn't make sense to me. So what we're doing now, okay, this is lowest settings, and so this is 1080p lowest. And we're going to do performance FSR, which I don't remember how many pixels this was. I think it's 540p. Because I forgot the percentages. Where is it? 0.3, okay, 0.5, 0.7. Performance isn't still, okay, half. So it's 1080p divided by 2. 540p. Okay, 540p. I think I had to do 360p to get 60 frames in the previous patch. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, still no. Yeah, no chance in hell. Not in a million years. I think I'll try a lower base resolution. Let's try 720p. And we put ultra quality FSR on that one. So 720p. Whoa. And we put ultra quality FSR. Yeah, I think that should do. Okay, yeah, that did it. So 720p lowest with ultra quality FSR, which in this case, let me see, 720 times 0.77, that's 554p. So 555p. That's hilarious. Yeah, lower than ultra quality FSR doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Unless you're doing 4K or something. Although at 4K, even quality doesn't look particularly great. So again, settings used 720p, low, and ultra quality FSR, which means that we're doing 555p, around that number, give or take, yeah. And on the crowds, we're doing medium. So let me reload the save though. If not, it's not going to be fun. 1440p FSR performance, that would be, let me check, 1440 divided by 2, that would be 720p, so yeah. You can do it, but it'll run worse than 720, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, I love my water painting. I love artistic styles. I'm back on the Xbox, on the first Xbox. Yeah, 40 frames, still not 60. Still drops. Holy hell. Yeah, no, 60s is not doable in this game on this card. We're super GPU limited. Yeah, of course I'm doing Elden Ring. Elden Ring, super looking forward to it. Oh yeah, no, Luis, ya viene eso. This game crashes on PS4? Well, yeah, it does. What a surprise. Yeah, no. 60 frames. Your eyes are just built different? What do you mean? Because I can play like this? I used to play at 5 FPS, or no, sorry, 12 FPS when I had integrated graphics. I can take this. This for 12-year-old Santiago would be paradise. Would be photorealistic. But at least I can see what's in front of me. It's a pretty low resolution, but I can see. I mean, I can notice that there's a window over there at an AC unit. Although when I move the when I move the camera, it dies. Look at the image when I move the gun, the sight in front of the. You can see all that artifacting because I'm doing 720p, below 720p. So yeah, very few pixels to reconstruct. So yeah, don't waste your time. Don't try to get 60s. You're not going to get there. I don't think so, at least. It's a 1050 Ti after all, so native 540p. This is probably better looking than 540p. I'm guessing, yeah. And if I do native 720, how would it be? Okay, what the hell? Hang on. Let me reload the save and check something super quick. So this is 720p lowest. Something is not making sense. Give me 1 second. Can you do 8K? Yeah, but on the 2060, maybe. With ultra performance DLSS. Okay, so 720 native, lowest settings. Yeah, everything on the lowest. Yeah, no. Still bad. So yeah, guys, just put it on 1080p. Ultra quality FSR, mix between medium and low, disable ambient occlusion, disable reflections, and you're good to go. You can rewind the live stream to see that. That animation though, never gets old. So far, on the 1050 Ti, the new patch, I can see the improvements, but at the same time I can see the increased RAM usage and the GPU is being pushed a little bit more. But there is more stuff going on the streets, at least. So I can kind of understand the performance drop. But at the same time, well, also the FSR implementation I think is good. Way better than the in-game dynamic resolution scaler we had before FSR. So that's an improvement if we were using a lower resolution. So in that case, it should look a little bit better on the resolution side when you are playing with upscalers. Otherwise, it runs a little bit worse and uses, well, 3 gigs more VRAM, so over the previous patch. So yeah, and if I do native 1080, well, good luck. It's still below 30. What happens when you mix FSR and NIS? You just get a lower resolution overall. You're not doing anything particularly magical. You're just lowering the resolution further. And this is native 1080p on the lowest settings. So yeah, anyway. So runs a little bit worse on the GPU side, then has more stuff going on the screen, uses way more RAM again. It was on 8 gigabytes, now it's at 11 gigabytes, so that's a huge spike in system RAM usage. But I can see that there's more stuff going on the streets, and the police is a little bit better, but still pretty dumb. They do not care if I flee the scene. So yeah, there are a lot more improvements, but at first glance, that's what I'm noticing. And that there's different loot in the first level, which was pretty interesting. So let's swap to the 1650 Super, shall we? Yeah, floating traffic lights, yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, they didn't fix that. That's pretty funny. Anyway, Let's shut it down. Let's swap to the 1650 Super. Let's go, guys. Do you think Elden Ring will run better than this? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, hang on. Oh god, why? Not a good time. It's never a good time for this. In the meantime, I'm grabbing the 1650 Super. Oh god, I love Windows. I forgot to disable the updates. RX 580 4 gigs, still sufficient in 2022? For now, yeah, but I'll try to go for the 8GB version. Games are using a ton of VRAM nowadays. Okay, PC is shut down. Excellent. 1050 Ti, here's the one that I'm using. Let me show you. For the people asking, this is the 1050 Ti. Again, not the best one, but not the worst one either. Let's go. 1650 Super in. Well, greetings from Uruguay, Italian people there. What CPU is in the description. What happened to the 1650? I sold it. I don't have enough time to test all GPUs. Today I'm very tired. That's why I'm only doing 570, 1650 Super and 1050 Ti. That's why the 750 Ti is sitting there doing nothing. It's because I'm tired and I want to play a little bit of Cyberpunk, check the updates, then I do a separate video on the 750 Ti, the 2060, maybe in a few days. But yeah, overall I'm pretty tired, so that's why I sold those. I sold the 1030 and the 1650 because I gotta focus on work. If I'm not testing the cards, what's the point in having them? Wait, they included the FSR? Yeah, they enabled FSR, so there we go. They replaced their upscaling technique for FSR, which I'm super happy about because it looks better, the upscaling. 750 Ti no longer launching Cyberpunk? Doubt, because it still has updates. The other 700 series cards are not Maxwell. They are another architecture. Those do not have driver updates anymore. That's probably why. But the 750 Ti is not that. It's not the case for the 750 Ti. Okay, 1650 Super, and after this one we're doing the 570. So let's launch MSI Afterburner. The update will still work on with older saves. Yeah, the only thing that changes, guys, that I forgot to mention, if you already played Cyberpunk, no, I'm not overclocking, no thanks. If you already played Cyberpunk and you have your older save files, the only thing that changes is when you open those save files, all your skills will reset, which means that you can, since they change how the skill system works, you gotta redistribute your points for your character. But that's about it. It should work just fine. But it will ask you to redistribute your points of your character. You don't lose any progress, you don't lose any skills. You just need to set them again, because they changed the system. Hey, good night, DN. He says, boa noite, manda salve para Brazil. Well, salve do Brasil. I don't know what I just said, but yeah. Salve from Uruguay. Salve de Uruguay. And thank you so much, Lukash, for becoming an awesome supporter 1.0. Thank you so much, man. I hope you enjoyed the icon next to your name and the emojis that come with it. Hope you use them wisely. Well, I appreciate the support. Helps a lot, more than you can imagine. Sí, esto es un canal internacional, como dice Hiro. Es internacional. Acá somos muy serios. ¿Qué le pasaba? Se re ofendía el tipo. Okay, so 1080p. Oh, let me see. Hang on. Before that, let me see how it ran on the previous version. So 1.3 Cyberpunk, 1650 Super. Let me see what settings I used, so we make it fair. So the settings that I used. Okay, I have a 1080p settings for 30 frames, and I have one for below 60. Okay, so the settings I use, I enable this on 16 times, but I'm going to keep it at 8 times. high, medium, distant cascaded shadows, medium. Sorry guys, I'm not reading chat right now. I'll be there in a moment. High, volumetric fog. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's put it on high right now. I'm just really rechecking the settings from my previous video. Volumetric cloud quality on medium. Max dynamics on ultra, sure, why not? Screen space reflections on high, what a weird choice. High surface scattering. Ambient occlusion on low, of course, that's how it should be. Color precision on medium. Mirror quality. Where's mirror quality? Come on, Santiago from the past. Okay, high and high. Okay, so these were the settings I used in the previous one. As you can see, medium textures, and basically medium to high with medium crowd density and 1080p resolution. So let's play the game like that. The Reaper Dog.
Hey everyone, feels
Bueno,
great
saludos.
to
No,
have
no,
you
Tata.
back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira or
The Whale.
Apparently,
So
the Corp figured
the
it was
performance I
safe
got
in
with
Japanese
this
waters.
on the 1650
Afraid
Super
some
in
local
patch
fishermen
1.3 was
harpoon
okay
it for
in the low
scientific research.
from 30 to 40 frames.
But
So
honestly, it's quite
it should be
empowering.
over 30
Wonder
frames
what Militech will respond with.
and in the mid 30s when I'm driving around. Let's see. Okay, so far the same, mid 30s. The RAM usage is now below 10 gigabytes, so that's weird. Maybe it was a thing with the 1050 Ti. Just more VRAM, more system RAM. That's odd. Anyway, let's drive around. And this is 1080p mid-high. Now let's see what happens. Alright. Some stutter, classic 100% CPU. And it's a 6-core 12-thread CPU, holy hell. Okay, low 30s, upper 40s when I'm driving this way. Okay, still 30s. Yeah, pretty similar to 1.3. I'd say a little bit worse performing than 1.3. But there's more stuff on the screen, so kind of makes sense. I see way more cars. And the people on the streets, when I walk around, I see more of them. So yeah. Yeah, it's running pretty similar. A little bit worse, I would say. The main thing for me, again, is FSR. FSR, for me, is the biggest upgrade, apart from bug fixing. So yeah, anyway. And then for 60 frames, what I did, 60 frames. For trying to get 60 frames, I lowered everything to low, but it still wasn't enough, so I had to use a lower resolution. Or 60s on patch 1.3. Time to explode.
Come on out.
Hey officers, good afternoon. Explosion is okay. They spawn behind me, perfect. There's more of them than in the previous patch, that's for sure. They still spawn behind you, but a little bit farther away. Which is a funny way to circumvent the issues raised by the community.
Ain't got no rights now, fuckhead.
The cars still drive through barriers, I don't know. I haven't played the game enough to say so. I'm waiting for all the content and all the patches and all the good stuff to play this game. I still don't want to play it from beginning to end, because I still think that the game is going to improve significantly in the next 2 years. So when I have a better computer, I'm going to play it at 60 frames just fine. And the game is going to have more content as well. And I already bought it 50% off because I had it on GOG, but I got so pissed on how the game ran even at 1.3 that I asked for a refund, and they gave me a refund without asking questions. So I bought it again on Steam now at 50% off, so I got my money's worth now. WWE 2K22? Probably not, but thanks for the heads up. Sangetsu and Getsu. Cool name. Hi, he says. So as you can see, for 30 frames, you cannot go wrong with this card. It does the job. So let's do some tweaks. Let's try to get 60s. Before doing any tweaks though, let's do FSR. So I put it on ultra quality. Let's see what happens. So FSR ultra quality, which is 77% 1080p, which translates to, I always forget, 831p, some 832p, yeah, something like that. So you guys understand what is going on. Oh man, I hate when my keys are upside down. There we go. All right, so ultra quality. Okay, 50, 49, 48. All right. Yeah, there's an improvement there, performance-wise. Visually a little bit blurrier, but I can deal with it. Still, I wouldn't, in this case, I wouldn't do FSR, because we're still below 60. If it was the difference between 60 and 30, okay, yeah, sure. But in this case, I'll just keep it on native resolution, because it's already over 30 frames. So yeah, instead of 30s, we get 40s. So if you want a little bit smoother performance plus extra blurriness, there you go. You can do it. So keep that in mind. In this case, I will lower the settings and see if we can get 60s by just putting everything on low. No DRM on GOG. Yeah, but Steam's DRM is very light. It's not like the Nuvo or something like that. I just like having my games in the same place. Also, it was cheaper on Steam due to regional pricing than on GOG, so it was even cheaper on Steam for me. Which is good. Okay. Let's try low settings and FSR ultra quality. That should give us 60 frames. Maybe I'm being a little bit too ambitious, but who knows? We might be surprised. Okay. So settings, video, sorry, graphics. Let's put everything on low. As you can see, everything on low. And we wait for the game to load all the assets. And we do ultra quality FSR. So this is 1080p low settings and FSR on ultra quality, which translates in around 832p upscale to 1080p. Okay, so far so good. We're CPU bound, as you can see, GPU not being maxed out. That's always good, except no one ever. So I have a 6-core 12-thread CPU, and I'm still CPU bound. That's great. I love that. I love when games do that. What happens if you max out the FOB? Nothing, you get an extra FOB, basically. I think 85 is fine, but I'll put it on 90, yeah, sure. I love that they put a slider, but the slider only allows you to go 5x5. That's so odd. It's a little bit wider, just 5 degrees more. Okay, it drops into the 50s there. But I mean, on native resolution, you're nowhere close 50. So this is definitely an improvement for this card. So yeah, you're kinda into the 60s, but when you're driving, you're going to drop below 60 because CPU limitations, I guess. Which is pretty funny. Because it's 6 cores and 12 threads. I mean, it makes sense that it uses more CPU than before because there's more stuff on screen. Again, more cars on screen. More police, more people, but still. It's a 6-core 12-thread CPU. What else do you want from me? Did you reinstall the game? Yeah, of course. Of course I did. I had to re-download the entire game. Because I bought it on Steam. I had it on GOG, asked for a refund, and got it discounted on Steam. Low crowds? Well, that's a good idea. I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe low crowds is no longer a ghost town. So that's actually, yeah, that's a good tip. I'm going to try it. Low. Although for that, I should restart the save. Let me go back here. Where is it? Crowd density, low. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I gotta reload. So now low crowds, apart from the rest on low. Let's see if that helps on the CPU side. Low crowds was okay, and in 1.3. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I never used low crowds because I got burned. On day 1, low crowds was like ghost town. There was nobody on the street. And I still love that my save kept this floating, this floating light. The street lights floating are still in my save. Gotta love that. Let's see, I get into the car. And let's see what happens. Are we CPU limited again? Yes, we are. Although, we're not dropping as low as before. So it's definitely helpful. Yeah, I mean, it was dropping into the 40s. Now it's dropping into the 50s. So, yeah, definitely an improvement. So if you have something worse than this, you probably have a 4 cores, 8 threads, 4 cores, 4 threads. Do not expect 60 frames. On the 4 core 8 thread CPU, maybe, yeah, you have a chance with low crowds. But I mean, even 6 cores and 12 threads is not enough for 60 with medium crowds. But it made it a lot smoother, yeah. Still drops into the 40s though, in some specific parts, like this. Yeah, crowds on medium still good though. But there was way less people on the street. The game asks for a 5950X. Yeah, no, I rather do Blender with a 5950X. And as you can see, like I stated before, it's using more system RAM. Now that it loaded more assets, yeah, I mean, when I'm driving, the GPU doesn't want to do any work because the CPU is trying to chug along there. Yeah, if you have a 12100, yeah, that should be okay for 60 because it has very strong single-threaded performance, but still, it's not going to be a breeze. So yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that even with 6 cores and 12 threads, you're still not safe. No, William, the transmission, the stream is done on a separate computer. The computer that is running the game is not running the live stream. The computer that runs the game is only running the game. There's a separate computer doing all the recording, all the streaming. So it has no effect in performance whatsoever. Because it's a separate build. So if you say yours runs better, just run through the same place and record it with the same settings. Because just playing it doesn't mean that, oh yeah, it runs a little bit better on mine. Yeah, no, that doesn't work like that. You need to have a comparable scene. I don't know, maybe just stand here and throw 2 grenades and wait for the car to explode. How low does it drop? Okay, it says over 60. Does yours stay in that number? And that would be an okay comparison. But just watching a video after you played it doesn't cut it. So yeah, if you want, you can play it at kinda 60 frames in 1080p. And I mean kinda in the best way I can. When you're shooting is 60, when you're driving you can drop as low as 30, depending on your CPU. So if you have a strong CPU, it should be 60 pretty often. Especially even when driving. But then when I'm being attacked, it's still fine. So the issue is driving, because the CPU is chugging along. Which is kind of a shame, but hey, what can you do? Panam's camp? Where is that? Oh, the Nomad thing. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Okay. Yeah, maybe in the later parts. So, what would I do in this particular case? Well, if you really do not mind the extra blurriness from FSR, I would just play it like this. If I wanted 60 frames, kinda 60 frames, I would just put everything on low, ultra quality FSR, 1080p, and play it like this. It looks terrible, in my opinion. Low settings doesn't look particularly great. I mean, I miss the extra shading. Maybe I'm being a little bit too ambitious, I don't know. But the main problem with this is, again, you're going to drop frames like this into the 40s if you have medium crowds, into the 50s if you have low crowds. But the main issue is driving around. Fighting on the streets, taking cover, indoors, should be okay. The thing is when you drive your CPU doesn't want to play anymore. Although now it's a little bit better. Maybe it loaded the shaders, I don't know. Or medium, yeah, but for medium I would go for, yeah, let's try medium very quickly. Medium should still be running much worse, but hey, let's give it a shot. Let's try medium. That should give us below 60. But hey, I'm here to test, so... And it's been an hour already. Okay, that's fair. Okay, medium. Let's see. Okay, medium has the extra shading, which I appreciate. Has the reflections. Okay, yeah, medium looks significantly better, without a doubt. Although driving is going to be, yeah, a nightmare. Yeah, I knew it. Still into the 40s, but at least we're using a little bit more GPU, so I'm happy about it. But as you can see, on medium we drop into the 40s when driving around, more often than on low. What I gotta try though is the shooting. Let's see a fight with the police in a few minutes. But maybe we can do 900p medium with FSR ultra quality. That's maybe the best way, at least right now. But medium looks so much better. Okay. Let's do super quick police shooting. And we're good. You got a 5600X by yourself, it's a beast in gaming. Yeah, I mean, a 5600X is superior in every way, yeah, I agree. Although, still, instead of dropping into the mid-40s like me, you're going to drop into the mid-50s, probably. Okay, let's pay a visit to our lovely officers over here, next to the car. Yeah, it needs a lot of improvement, but it's way better than before. Yeah, I agree completely. But you know how the saying goes, it's not hard to improve on garbage. I know that sounds harsh, but I mean, guys, if you paid full price for this, well, I feel sorry right now, because you got an inferior product. I had to pay full price because I wanted to play it on day one, stream it. But I could get a refund and buy it 50% off now on Steam. And the game is significantly better than before, that's for sure. Has a lot of improvements. But in the end, they screwed us over. They still screwed us over. I'm happy that they are fixing the game, don't get me wrong. But it's been a year and a few months. And well, people that paid full price, I mean, screw them, right? They want people that purchase the game. Yeah, screw them. Let's make them pay more to beta test the game. And let's pretend that it never happened. Oh, you got it on sale. Happy for you, man. Yeah. It's in way better conditions than before, but still. They still were misleading with their audiences. Well, there was a lot of PR issues. You got the game for $5. That's great. That's a great price. I personally got it for, I think, 15 in my country. Okay, let's do, what else? Let's do 900p with FSR. I think this should give us a way to get closer to 60. And hang on, that I gotta put my FPS counter somewhere. Oh, there you are. FPS counter. I miss you. It can't be real. Okay. So we're doing now 900p medium. We're going to do presets because I gotta go in a few hours. And I don't want to stay here forever. So this would be 900p times 0.77. 693p. What a weird number. 693p. I'll take it. Okay. How did the 1050 Ti do? You can rewind the live stream and you'll find it. It did better than before. That's for sure. Okay. So medium settings, again preset on medium crowd density. So yeah, basically medium preset, ultra quality FSR, 900p, which means like 693p. And let's see. Of course, again, we're going to be CPU limited when we're driving around. Again, I talked about this. This was because the game uses a lot of CPU, especially if your crowd density is set to medium or higher. In this case, crowd density is on medium. As you can see, the GPU usage is not maxed out. So when you're driving around, well, this happens. And this is a 6 cores, 12 threads CPU, i5 10400F. So yeah. They announced the game even before having a character moving on the screen, exactly. That's how you don't announce a game. So yeah, as you can see, we're CPU limited when moving around like this. So lower the crowds and have fun. Although personally, I'd rather keep the crowds on medium because when I'm driving to a mission, I mean, there's not a lot of chase sequences. That's on the beginning. They added water physics. Yeah, I noticed. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, the first thing that I read on the patch notes was that the water now has ripples. And I was like, finally! A normal feature that's been here since Crisis 1 in 2007. And even before. Let's try this 2 explosion test. Alright, yeah, this is definitely the way to get 60s. 50 to 60. Although here... yeah, we're still CPU bound. What the hell? Hang on, guys. I think I'm going to restart the game. Something doesn't add up. It shouldn't be CPU limited when I'm not driving. That doesn't make sense at all. Although there are cars, well, there are more cars on screen, and more officers came to kill me than in the previous patch, so that's always good, I guess. But still. Yeah, we're still CPU limited. Let me restart the game just to be sure it's not something finicky with the options menu. Sometimes that happens when I change settings very often. Let me open Steam super quick. There we go. And somebody... okay, I have 2 invites and 1 item in my inventory. Nice. Let's accept those invites. Let's be a good YouTuber. And if you guys want to add me, I'm Santiago on Steam, as you can see right there. That's my name. If you want to add me, I do not play online, basically at all right now. But if you want to add me, talk to me, there I am on the chat, on the Steam chat. Just wish Cyberpunk had the attention to detail GTA 5 had. Completely different companies, completely different games. I mean, Rockstar has been making games for a while. I know CD Projekt Red has been making games for a while as well, but it's completely different. But what do you mean by attention to detail? That grabbed my attention. And more people are adding me. Thank you so much, guys. So settings, 900p, medium, ultra quality FSR, medium crowd density. And if that's not enough, we're going to lower the crowd density to low. Okay, that's a lot of new friends.
Hey, everyone.
7
Feels
people
great
added
to
me.
have you back.
That's insane.
Son,
Ignore
did
them
y'all
all.
hear
No,
about
I'm
that
kidding.
out-of-socket aircraft carrier
Can you
Dr.
imagine the
Knight
guy
called
ignoring
Kujira,
everyone
or the whale?
live on YouTube?
Apparently, the Corp figured it wasn't safe
Boom.
in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might.
Ok, let's see. Hey, han pasado 85 años, tal cual, Marshall. ¿Todo bien? Ok, 60 frames, so far so good. Oh man, already CPU limited. Why? Yeah, still CPU bound. What a shame. Crowd density on low. Let me reload the saves so the crowd updates properly. Sorry for repeating the same thing over and over, but I gotta make sure that is the crowd density. Yeah, the patch Yoda or Hoda is saying this patch definitely increased CPU usage due to AI improvements, I think. Yeah, I think so. But not only AI improvements, there's more stuff going on. I'm pretty sure of it. So yeah, that adds up. I mean, that has a cost, of course. That's why I'm saying that it makes sense that it runs a little bit worse, but on the CPU side I'm pretty blown away on how much more CPU is using. Yeah, crowds on low fixed the problem. Still not perfect, but way better. Yeah, way smoother. Yeah, I would say crowd density on low, at least on 6-core 12-thread CPUs or slower, is recommended. So low crowds. That's my personal recommendation, of course. You can stay on medium crowds if you want to.
Hey!
Worth playing on 1050 Ti or PS5. There's no comparison. The PS5 is miles ahead in every way over the 1050 Ti. Then, well, you don't get the benefits of the PC, which are multiple, but I mean, it's hard to find. Well, GPUs are hard to find, super expensive, so it's not a good time to build a PC. If you want to play this, and your decision is between PS5 and a 1050 Ti, PS5 definitely. It's way better. So yeah, as you can see, lowering crowds helps a lot. But there's less people running around the streets, I guess. Yeah, it includes the Ryzen 3600, but who knows, maybe the Ryzen CPU runs better than my i5. I don't know how this game is on Intel versus AMD. We'll see. Sí, soy de Uruguay, Garganta 322. Estuviste cerca. So, okay, the 60 frames settings for the 1650 Super. 900p. Medium settings, so put this on medium on quick resets. Then go all the way down and put fidelity effects on ultra quality. Then go to gameplay. Crowd density on low. And you should be okay. You should be 50 to 70 frames, basically. Driving around still drops frames. That all depends on your CPU at that point, so yeah. As you can see, you drive and well, you drop frames. And the CPU starts to die. It says, oh my god, why? And your GPU just waits for the CPU to stop crying in order to draw more frames. 1440p, maybe for 30 frames is doable. I'm going to do it super quick. And maybe a separate video, checking more resolutions. Okay, great. More places to explode.
I will find you.
I'm here. No explosion. I failed. I have failed this city. Oh, car is about to explode. Okay, yeah, definitely better. Yeah, low crowds is the way to go, unfortunately. At least in the current state, it is what it is. What do you think about the RX 6600? I don't know, I forgot that those existed. I mean, considering the prices of the GPUs right now, I do not follow GPU launches anymore. Is that a new card? Sorry guys, I'm not super informed about GPUs anymore. Because again, they are so expensive. I only know that the 3050 is about to arrive to my country, but that's about it. Does it has the X11? No, it's the X12 only. That's why in the requirements it says that in the future Windows 7 might not be compatible with this game because the X12 and all the good stuff. So those are the recommended settings. Again, 900p, FSR, ultra quality, medium settings, low crowds, and you're good to go. Since you guys requested it, I'm going to put it at 1440p with ultra quality FSR. I don't know, it just sounds appealing to me to check it out. Of course, a 30 frames experience, but still. Let's do it. On this one though, I'm going to crank up those crowds because I'm targeting 30 frames. So this will be 1440p medium and FSR ultra quality, which is 77%, 1440p. That means 1108p, 1109p. So we're very close to 1080p. Well, we're very close to 1080p. Feels kind of pointless. Still looks better than 1080p, without a doubt. Okay. Yeah, this game screams 30 frames. Unless you have a fast CPU. Okay, driving around, over 30. Yeah, we're good. You can do 1440p on medium now. With FSR, of course. You can do it without FSR, but you need to lower the settings in that case. You got a 2070 just before the prices went crazy. Really? How much did you pay? I want to hear the story. I want to hear your triumph on this GPU crisis we're living through. What's your main GPU? 2060. You do a benchmark on 1052 gigs? Not really, I don't have it anymore. I dropped a lot of GPUs. The only ones I'm doing right now on live streams is usually 570, 650 Super and 1050 Ti. But after that I usually do... And after that I usually do in my free time 750 Ti and 2060. And I want to get into the 3050 game as well. Although the price, I don't know, hard to justify. But I might do it, just to add more content. Now that I have a full-time job. And I'm doing other things that are not YouTube as well. I'm a little bit busy, but... Yeah, no 1050. I'm scared to tell my GPU that Crisis story. Well, tell your GPU that Crisis 4 is in development. That speaks for itself. Okay, nice physics. Explosion! Okay, explosion is fine. Okay, the inspector of explosions is here. Here to report that they run okay. We don't drop below 30 when there's an explosion. FSR is one thing keeping my GPU alive. Hell yeah. Yeah, also guys, if you weren't here before, with FSR replaces the in-game upscaler, so the scaling technique the game was using is no longer present. So if you use the resolution scaler that was in the game's options menu is now replaced with FSR entirely, so even the dynamic resolution is now controlled by FSR. And I gotta say, it looks miles ahead of what the game had as an upscaling technique before. It's way less blurry. It looks less pixelated with FSR in comparison to the original game's linear upscaling. So yeah, definitely an improvement. Thanks AMD for the open source technology. Yeah, I hope Intel does good work with that as well. Anyway, so that's 1440p. As you can see, it's doable on medium settings with ultra quality FSR. So if you want more visuals, there you go. Let's go back to 1080p though, and I'm going to do the 570 now. So super quick. Let me keep everything like it was before. I put on ultra just because I can. I disable motion blur. Gotta get ready for the 570. Crowd density on medium. That should do. So 1080p. That should do. Yeah. I'm going to keep it like that and swap to the 570. But in order to do so, as you always see me doing, I gotta remove the drivers and reinstall them. So apologies. I'll try to entertain you in the meantime. No promises. I'll try. 11 invites. Okay. I'll take you guys. One sec. Let me remove those drivers. It's going to make Windows noises. That's not your PC. It's my PC. GPU. We clean and shut down. So while that is being done, I'm going to enter Steam on my phone, and let's accept those invites from you guys. So I got my phone right here. Let's see, 9 invites. So thanks to who? 1 second. Thanks to English Bloke for adding me on Steam, Just Your Average Gamer, Kyo007, Jungning, Q, Stoner2205, Legendary Duduflump. That's a nice name. Rappers, and Smile Gaming. Thanks for the invites. Appreciate it. Okay, time to swap. So here I am again. Let's swap GPUs. See you later, 1650 Super. Let's go 570. Okay, hopefully boots in the first try. 570 is better, same or worse than 1650 Super. In 90% of the time I would say the 1650 Super is faster. There are exceptions, of course, like World War Z on Vulcan. That gave me better frames on the 570. But otherwise the 1650 Super is always superior. The one that trades flows with the 570 is the 1650 non-super. Sometimes, it depends, again, on a game-to-game basis. Those are pretty close, but again, depends on the game. In general, the 1650 Super is ahead. Especially on Real Engine 4 stuff. Okay, a lot more invites. Oh, I'm installing NVIDIA drivers. What am I doing? Okay, I'm back in the computer. Let's install those Adrenaline 2020. 2020. Why does it say 2020? What the hell? So we're doing the drivers 22.2.2. So it's all 2022. You could have sold your old 1060 also for more than I paid for. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Also, while this is going on, I wanted to show you guys something super quick. Display capture. Whoa, sorry, you're seeing everything. Oh, I don't have two monitors connected. One sec. This is going to be weird. But I'll allow it. In the meantime, some interesting fact. Okay. So I have another monitor. Now it's right in front of me. So let me show you something. This is a streaming PC. I got a CPU upgrade. I mean, I have the 2060, but some of you guys asked about the CPU. I'm going to blow your mind. I got a 5900X on my streaming PC. So now I can record, stream at the same time, do lossless footage in real time. I have 32 gigs of RAM now. I feel like a PC Master Race person now. Although I have a 2060, so yeah, difficult times. So yeah, now I can release videos faster than before. I can render super fast. It's like super fast. It's ridiculously fast. I mean, while I'm rendering the video using the GPU, when I'm using NVENC to run the videos on Premiere, I can, while it's rendering, it's faster than the length of the video. It's like a 10-minute video is rendered in 5 minutes. And in the same time, I can do Photoshop editing. I can upload videos. I can do a lot of stuff at the same time. It's ridiculous. The computer doesn't care anymore. It just does what I tell her. So yeah, thanks guys for the support. I wouldn't be able to do it without you all. That's an upgrade I did because I got a full-time job. Long story, no worries. So I was able to afford it. It will make making videos easier. But yeah, I wanted to brag a little bit. Ha! I have a great CPU. Bragging rights. So does this game still murder 4-core thread CPUs? Yeah, even 6-core 12-thread CPUs are murdered in this game. Okay, so one sec. Gotta check if there's any new updates, just in case. You never know. Come on. Checking, up to date. Okay. Whoa, black screen. One sec. There we go. So on display, do you test CPUs either? What do you mean? No, I do not test CPUs. It's difficult. It's difficult in a way. I mean, I used to do 2 CPUs per video, but after a while I noticed that it was too time consuming. I used to do 2 core 4 threads versus 4 cores 4 threads or something like that. I had a G4560 and I had an i3 8100 as far as I remember, and I was swapping between those or i3 versus i5, but it took so much time to just swap hardware around that I said, okay, this doesn't make sense. I'll keep one CPU. And it made my life a lot easier and the views are higher. So something doesn't make sense there. People apparently only want one CPU tested. Fan of Halo? No, not really. I loved Halo Infinite, but I like this background in general. I think it looks badass, so that's why I put this background in the description as well. If you guys want to get this background completely free, at the bottom of the description you'll find it. I just thought it looked great, so yeah, there I am. Okay, I should be back now. No more bragging about CPUs. After I said good things about my computer decided to make OBS crash. So never talking about my bragging rights on CPU ever again. That's banned from the live stream, okay? That's hilarious. I was saying how good my PC was for live streaming and boom, the stream crashed. Oh man, hilarious. Okay, let's go. So as I was saying, sorry, I was talking about 1650 Super versus RX 580. The 1650 Super in Unreal Engine 4 games can beat the 580, but if it's the 8GB 580 we're talking about, I'll get the 580 over the 1650 Super because games are using so much VRAM that 8GB in my opinion is a must. At least if you want something to last, now that there's a chip shortage. I will go for the 580 8GB version over the 1650 Super, without a doubt. I mean, in some games the 1650 Super is faster, in many games, but it's not that far away, and you get double the memory, so that's one thing that I would do. I wish there was a 1650 Super 8GB, that would be amazing. But Nvidia has to bottleneck us somewhere, so... Oh, hang on, before doing this, let me match the settings with my previous video. So it's RX 580, 1.3 Cyberpunk. I have a video on that, so I don't even remember the settings that I used. Okay, I have no 60 frame settings for 1080p, so yeah, no way to get anywhere close, apparently. So, okay, one sec. Video, 1080p, as you can see here, graphics, medium textures, then 16 times, this on medium, this on medium, this on medium, this on high, this on medium, hang on, cascaded, shadows, medium, distance shadows, high, volumetric fog on medium, barometric clouds, medium, dynamic decals, high, screen space reflections on high, that's weird, I shouldn't be doing that. Ambient occlusion on low, that makes sense. Color position on medium, because it doesn't make sense. Mirror quality on high, yeah, that should do. Yep. So, matching the settings from the previous video. The sound is slower from the video. What do you mean? Slower? Or you mean that the sound is lagging? Hang on. Let me fix that. There we go. Is that better? It should be better now. Anyway, so as I was saying, medium crowd density, same settings as in the previous patch. Let me see how many FPS I got. The sound is fine. Okay, thanks guys. Appreciate that.
Hey,
570 will be the last AMD GPU I buy probably. You never know. You never know. You might be surprised.
Called Kujira, or the whale.
The whale?
Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters. Afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research.
Okay. So this was... Hang on, I think I have FSR enabled. Yeah, no. We keep it disabled for now. Without sharpening, thank you. So, this standing right here and running around, this is 1080p native. Medium to high, I think it was, something like that. Some stuff on low. It's kind of a mixture. When I'm driving, NIS versus FSR, no need to do a comparison. My rule is the following. If the game has native FSR implementation, use that. If the game doesn't have FSR, use NIS. End of the discussion. You don't need to know more. That's it. They do the same thing, but they have slight differences in the middle, but the end goal is the same. The thing is, if you use NIS on a game that doesn't have on a game that has FSR, it's kind of pointless because using NIS you're lowering the screen resolution as well, so the HUD will also be upscaled. So if you have a native FSR implementation, you're going to get the HUD at native resolution and the game with the upscaled resolution, so it's more consistent visually. So just do that. If the game has FSR natively, use that. If the game doesn't have it, use NIS. The CPU usage is so much lower on the 570, holy hell. Yeah, but that's because we're targeting 30 frames per second. We'll see once we target those 60 frames. That's the difficult part. It uses less CPU because it's half the frame rate. But I saw, yeah guys, I forgot about that. This game used more CPU on the Nvidia cards. I remember that from day one. Although we'll see once we target 60 frames. That's the moment of truth. Can you use anything similar to FSR with an APU? Yeah, it should be okay. FSR is platform agnostic, it works on everything. As long as it's implemented in the game, it should be fine. Okay, yeah, as you can see, native 1080p with these settings is fine. It's 30 frames. Oh, and machine gun. Hell yeah. So yeah, if you don't mind playing like this, you can do it. So let's try cranking up those settings a little bit. We're going to try high. Yeah, high settings. And let's see how it runs on native res. So 1080p high. Lighting is broken in Cyberpunk. On drivers newer than 21.11.3 on Polaris. Makes sense. The game looked weird. Thanks for the heads up. No. On high, I'm still getting 30s. Although I have motion blur on. Bleh, disgusting. Hang on. Yuck, motion blur. I'm film grain. I feel dirty. So if you notice our areas or characters, I'm going to 21.11.3. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Although I think it still looks okay. But it looks a little bit different, yeah. Let me reload the save. Maybe I can confirm that right away. Alright, I get 120 FPS on my PC with ultra settings. Good for you. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, why are you here if you can play Cyberpunk at 120? Let's go play the hell out of it, please. Or wait for a patch. Yeah, on high settings it likes dropping below 30 a little bit, but... Okay. So in this case I'll use FSR just for the sake of... Okay, I can use high settings now. On the 570. FSR, ultra quality, and this is X31p, was it? Or X32p? X32p. So if you want 30 frames, high settings, 570, medium crowds, just put the preset on high. You can do it. Yeah, it looks a little bit too dark, yeah. Although, I think it looks okay. Maybe I'm not getting that bug with the lighting. Because I don't see characters being too dark when light shines upon them. What a great use of my vocabulary. But the texture percent you cast, you need to change it. Yeah, the textures is on medium. Textures are on medium. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Across the entire video, I'm doing medium textures. Yeah, the lighting here is dark. Yeah, definitely something up with the lighting. I'm not rolling back drivers. I don't have a lot of time left for this live stream. I've been, how long here? For almost 2 hours. So yeah, no. I'm tired, I'm sorry. So if the lighting is broken, roll back to those drivers he mentioned. I'm not going to do it because, again, time. I now have a full-time job, so I'm tired. I need to rest. But I do this for fun, so yeah. Installing drivers takes forever. So sorry guys. Maybe next time. So if you want 30 frames on high, you can do that with ultra quality FSR on 1080p. Let's do a quick explosion. We try to get 60s, and I'm gone. But of course, expect a 750 Ti video soon, and a 2060 video soon. Those won't be live streams, those will be videos. Don't you think FSR and DLSS are like cheating because it seems recent games are so... it's not cheating. It's just a technique. If it makes games run better, and it's a choice, I don't mind, really. It's an option. You don't need to use it if you don't want to. I mean, if developers use it like an scapegoat to not optimize games, well, that's something else, but I'd rather have it than not having it. Yeah, of course, a 750 Ti 8K video, without a doubt. One day I'll have to do that. I'll just render a video at 8K on Premiere and upload it as 1080p 750 Ti footage. And in YouTube it will say that it's an 8K video. It will be hilarious. Oh, a shotgun at this range. Yeah, of course, nothing. I mean, especially now, I was talking about FSR and DLSS, especially now that GPUs are super expensive, there's a shortage going on. We need all the help that we can get to get higher frames. Because buying a GPU right now, not going to happen. At least not for a while. This NVIDIA doesn't use... No, I mean, DLSS needs the tensor cores, so I understand why we cannot have DLSS on cards that are not RTX. It makes sense. The technology needs those tensor cores. If it was that simple, trust me, NVIDIA will give us that feature right away. I mean, nobody would be able to compete. And FSR wouldn't be popular. Anyway, let's go for low settings and let's see what happens. So let's wait for the lighting to adjust. And as you can see, we're getting 58 frames, pretty impressive. Let's see once we start moving around. Okay, that's when the CPU... Okay, the GPU is doing the work actually. So we still need a lower resolution. Yeah, we're GPU bound still. So if you do low settings, 1080p with FSR ultra quality, when fighting and all that good stuff, it seems to be okay. The thing is, when you start moving around. Although yeah, the lighting seems to be broken, so rolling back to a previous driver is a good idea. Yeah, the lighting definitely changed. I can see that it's dark. If I reload my save, you're going to notice. Labs in GeForce Now with RT enabled. I mean, you're comparing playing the game on a PC with playing a game on a PC that is not yours. If you enjoy that, I don't like the artifacting. I'd rather play native hardware. But it's too expensive, so not feasible right now. Yeah, I'm noticing that the lighting is broken, yeah. You guys were right. So roll back to a previous driver, so the lighting works properly. The lighting doesn't work like it should. Yeah, it's pretty clear that something is missing, and it's not due to low settings. So if you guys have a 570, roll back to those drivers. Because yeah, the lighting is completely different. It's like somebody turned off the sun. So yeah. Okay, I just casually got out of my car that was like at 100 miles per hour. Let's do 900p. I'm not going to bother. Just playing Doom Eternal, really good and runs on a potato. Yeah, agree. Although that's a different style of game to this one. Okay, so 900p low. And 900p with FSR would be how much? 693p. So 693p with ultra quality FSR, 900p, low settings, medium crowds, medium textures. And let's go back. You must back to 21.10.2. Gotcha. 21.10.2. 21.10.2. Okay, I'll do a deal. I'll try this. If this reaches 60 frames, we're going to roll back to the previous driver super quick. Okay, dang it, it's 60. I have to roll back the driver then. Yeah, definitely the lighting is not working properly, although we're still GPU limited, 900p, and CPU limited in some parts. Although it seems to be using less CPU in the AMD card. Although, yeah, still not 60 frames, so... unless you're running around. If you're driving, well... the game says, screw you, when you're driving. So just for an easier comparison... let me record a super quick clip to see the before and after that driver. So I'll record a few seconds of footage. Seems a good pairing of CPU and GPU. What do you mean? Seconds of this. Let's roll back. I'm not going to delete the drivers before though. I know, lazy, but I want to check if the problem is resolved by doing that. So it was 21.10.2. 21.10.2. No. Oh man, I hate... Just look it up on Google. There we go. Oh, this is a very old driver. What the hell? Okay. Where do I download? 21.10.2. Let's try that. Good thing I have a fast connection. Although, it doesn't matter that it's an old driver. I mean, the game... well, when did Cyberpunk release? I need to see that. I need to laugh. Cyberpunk 2077 release date. December 10th, 2020. Man, it's been a year and a half. No, a year and 3 months. What the hell? Where did my time go? It's been that long? Ah, my brain. Oh, you mean this is the stable driver? Okay, gotcha. Um, 570. Let's check that again. 21.10. Oh yeah, this is the recommended one and this is the optional one. Gotcha. Makes complete sense. Well, let's give it a shot. Yeah, time flies, literally. I remember when I streamed Cyberpunk, the day it released, we had like 6,000 people watching. It was insane. Okay. I disconnect the internet so we don't get any weird Windows garbage interrupting our installs. You got this. Come on, reboot my computer, please. Where did our money go? I don't know. It's nowhere to be found. Okay, restart now. Let us wait. Let's see if the lighting is fixed after this. Which Doom is this? The Doomest of the Dooms. I hope my RX 580 is enough for Elden Ring. Yeah, it should be fine. We're going to test it on day one. We're going to test it on a lot of stuff. We're going to test it on 570, 1650 Super, 1050 Ti, 750 Ti. So your 580 should be like 5 to 10 frames ahead of the 570. So should be okay. I don't trust system requirements like ever. So yeah. Is i7 11700 worth it or 10100? Oh, or i3 10100. Those are very different price CPUs. The i7 would be better. Bueno, saludos, Sagiray. 23 degrees, mamma mia. What do you mean, mamma mia? It's like 5 degrees in your house. Happy to do them, Serginho. Happy to do them. Are you in Brazil or what? No, I'm in Uruguay. It's pretty close to Brazil, actually. You'll be surprised. Yeah, you guys probably do not know where Uruguay is, which I understand. We are a small country. All right, let me launch my AMD software so I can put the correct colors, because the colors for some reason on my capture card require me to change the color space on the Radeon tool to full RGB. Can the game run with 8 GB of RAM? Yes, it should be able to, but I'm expecting stutter. The game is using more than 8 GB. It was like 11 GB on my 1050 Ti, so that was kind of insane. But maybe it was a thing on my end, I don't know. Just make sure that those 8 GB at least are in dual channel. That's a must. But I would expect stutter, yeah, more stutter. Lock it to 30 frames. Any changes to be made in settings on the 8 GB version? You can increase texture quality to high, but otherwise should be the same. I forgot to enable MSI. Hey Ironfall, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Doing fine. What about you, man? Cyberpunk 2077. The biggest open world RPG that we haven't finished.
Count lottery rounded out to a solid.
Come on, alt tabbing. There we go. Breaching. Come on. I hate when they do this. Come on, game. You cannot alt tab safely from anything nowadays. Come on, there we go. Which one was this? Yeah, that one.
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back.
The game's still in alpha. Yeah, I mean, I love when I see early access games get updates. Hopefully next year we're out of early access and we get Cyberpunk 2078.
Afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific reasons.
Start recording this. Okay, the lighting is fixed, so definitely use the recommended drivers, not the optional ones. The optional ones usually give us better performance, but in this case it makes the game look significantly better, so no doubt about it. Let me show you, now that I'm here, I recorded 2 footages, if that's a word. Probably not. So you can see what I'm talking about. You should be able to see what I'm doing. Yep. So hang on, this is not the correct one. Ugh, stupid me. Let's go back. These are not the videos I was talking about. One moment, please. So the one on the left is the optional driver and the one on the right is the old driver. So as you can see, you guys in the chat were right. So if you have the chance, please roll back to your 21.10.2 drivers, yeah, the ones that are not optional, and you'll get the correct lighting, as you can see here. Because if not, you're not going to get lighting properly. Is it necessary to update drivers for this new patch? No, you need to downgrade them. I'm not joking, you need to go to the previous drivers, so let's put a disclaimer down there. On AMD GPU, use driver 21.10.2? No, I don't remember the name. I have to check that super quick. But as you can see, yeah, he was right. 21. Oh, there it was on MSI. 21.10.2. Yeah, I was right. Good. So yeah, keep that in mind if you have an AMD card. In Cyberpunk, you need to use the driver 21.10.2, which is the stable release, not the latest one. So yeah, Let me restore my capture card because audio. So yeah, as you can see, just use driver 21.10.2. Don't go any higher. And yeah, it still drops frames here due to CPU limitation. So definitely the game improved significantly with patch 1.5, but of course there are sacrifices that have been made. The AI should be better, there's more people running around, there's more police officers, there's more traffic. But of course that means more hardware necessary to do those tasks. So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, now there is a sun. Yeah, it looks significantly better now. So, yeah, use these drivers. Navi seems to be fine with new drivers. Okay, yeah, but this is not Navi. This is Polaris. Pretty old architecture. So yeah. Okay, so if you want 60 frames while fighting, 900p, low everything, and ultra quality FSR. And keep crowds on medium, because when you're driving, you're dropping frames in. Then, let's go to one of the first levels, just to show you the difference. Okay, this should do. Yeah, sorry, Ironfall. It's kind of a force of habit. I got that from playing GTA games. Medium graphics and FSR quality. No, FSR quality is not worth using, in my opinion. You can try it if you want to, but I don't think it's worth it. And thank you so much, Al Harvey Nawaf, for the 10 SAR donation. Thank you so much, man. It says i7 10th gen or i7 11th gen. Oh, if you can afford the 11th gen i7, go for it. If they are the same price, definitely. I'm sorry I missed your comment before. I was distracted.
Under Echelon 2
Thank you for the super chat.
Our girl's top shelf.
I mean, again, if they cost the same, go for the newer one. If the 11th gen is super expensive over the 10th gen, go 10th gen. They shouldn't be super different. They should be pretty close, actually. I wish I wish I could use a gun at the same time, like on Hitman Blood Money. Hey guys, I have your friend. Oh, I never saw that before. Nice. And I love that his friend just shotgun him in the back. He just didn't care at all. That was funny.
Clean it up, clean it out. Don't want to be
Anybody else?
out under fire, and definitely don't want to slug in your back.
Not neither.
They're both quite similar. Yeah. Oh, the 11th gen has PCI Express Gen 4. I don't think that's super important nowadays. At least not right now. In the future it's probably going to be important, but I mean, if the price difference is big, I wouldn't bother really with the 11th gen. But if they cost the same, yeah, sure. 11th gen all the way. After 1.5 patch, my Ryzen 5 1600 AF and the 2060 can't even pass 35 FPS because of the bottleneck before I could play 2K high. Okay, try low crowds. Apparently low crowds now is more close to the previous patch on medium crowds. Still has less people than medium crowds in patch 1.3, but... Okay, he's very mad. So I will lower the crowd density to low and hope for the best. Because now medium crowds has more people in the streets and more cars and better AI. At least it should be. Honestly, the cops are still pretty stupid, if you ask me.
Looks like you got him. You're clear to go.
Shit, where the hell's our target?
Look around. Gotta be there somewhere.
Behind this door. There she is.
Fucking Christ.
I'm out. Okay, enjoy, man. Hopefully that fixes the problem. But I noticed that, yeah, now with low crowds, it's not a ghost town. Well, it's not a ghost town like it was before. It's less of a ghost town with low crowds. I mean, there's a good amount of people here always, but if I lower the crowd density... Oh, not this. Crowd density, thank you. Yes. Okay, there we go. That's how you reload crowd density. You look away and you look back, and people disappear. But as you can see, there's still more people on the streets. It tries to be smarter about the NPCs. Before this patch, low crowd density means no people. So why you left the girl to die, man? I don't know. Because reasons. Jackie was there, he could do it. He didn't need me.
Lately she started forgetting.
I mean, there's more people. And this is crowd density on low. But it makes the game way smoother, especially on the CPU side. Because crowd density in this game significantly affects the CPU demands. I feel like I'm playing the Nintendo Switch version now. Now, the Nintendo Switch version would be below 720p. Okay. Let me do something funny for a moment. Yeah, low crowds was lockdown before. Yeah, exactly. That's the difference. In this case, I think low crowds make sense. Especially if you're targeting 60 frames and you don't have an 8-core 16-thread CPU. Because even on medium, this CPU was struggling to hit 60s with medium crowds. Yeah, it's no longer a ghost town. Although if I move the camera around, I can make people disappear. Let's try that again. I look that way, look back, look that way. Yeah, I can see the NPCs despawning and respawn, but I mean, that's not a big deal. At least there's people around now. If I look back, boop, boop. Yep, I can make them disappear. I love that. That's hilarious. It never gets old. As you can see now, there is more people spawned in. But if I look back and I look back into the same place, some of the people in the other way disappear. Yeah, there we go. I can make people disappear like that. So yeah, at least it's smarter about it now. I mean, see those people walking around there? They're no longer there. That's a magic trick. Although I want to see high crowds. High crowds probably is more interesting. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's people all the time now. But if I look away, what happens? They're still there. Okay, this makes sense. This makes a lot more sense, yeah. There's more people walking and they disappear less often. Yeah, they do not disappear when I do that. But if I put it on low, I can be a magician. There we go. People disappeared. I'm alone. I will make them disappear too. It works so well. Try to disable reflection. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Never mind. Yeah, but it never gets old. I can literally despawn the NPCs with low crowds. Yeah. Yeah, it's not as egregious as it was in the past. Again, day one, I remember, low crowds was nobody.
Out you come!
And now people do not disappear in such an obvious manner when you attack them. So yeah, this is what it should have been on day one, I would say. Can I play Apex with GTX 1050 Ti? Yeah, you can. Have fun. So, okay. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did disappearing people in Cyberpunk. That was pretty fun. Jesus. My eyes. Let me... funny. Recommend my own videos. YouTube. It was Cyberpunk 2077 GTX 1050 Ti Santiago, so I can find my own live stream on day one. There you are. This is my first look at Cyberpunk. Let's see what happened there. Ah, it was a 4K live stream. I remember the latency on the 4K live stream. Hang on, let me see the crowd density thing when it was on low, because I'm pretty sure I tried that out at one moment. Yeah, no, I don't even remember when I did that. But I remember that I laughed my ass off. Oh yeah, there you are. What was I doing there? Crowds are low. Please. Please, Santiago from the past. Crowds on low. Oh my god. Crowds on low, please. Please, Santiago. Bold Santiago, please. Yeah, some NPCs will fight you now. Yeah, true. Okay. Santiago from the past doesn't care that I want to see. I was doing dynamic. Oh, here it is. I lower crowd density. Ha! Found it. Let's see. Low crowd density. So people should start disappearing now. Did I lower the crowd density? Hang on. Crowd density on low. Okay. So it took longer for people to disappear. Please, third person camera. There we go. Yeah, no. It was kind of, yeah, it was dead. Santiago from the past has very short hair, yeah. But I mean, look at the difference. Low crowd density on day one. This is day one when the game released. This was like an hour and a half after the game was released. There's nobody in the city when crowd density was on low. So they improved that significantly. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, exactly. Snorty McGout. So yeah, interesting. I can't believe it's been more than a year. It feels like yesterday. And 300,000 views. That's insane. Anyways, so that's a look at how the crowd density looked in the, well, version 1.0. Now we're on 1.5, a year and some months later. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Well, and I'll see you next patch. Bye guys. Thanks for patching. Love you all. See you on 1.6. Does FSR look better than 900p? In my opinion, yes. If you're doing 1080p FSR, yeah, definitely. 1080p ultra quality FSR, in my opinion, superior to 900p. See you guys. Love you all. Bye bye.